you an update on where we are with our forever house. We are well into the build now of the annex. It was lots and lots and lots of time in the planning, but the guys have been in there now for like a month. So I have got my number one builder / husband, Tom here. And you're gonna basically just share what we've been up to, why we've been doing it.
We had the ugly old building.
Which is like single skin brick, wasn't it? It wasn't a grey
it was
building.
basically garage and really shonky roofs everywhere. Flat roofs, bitumen roofs, everything was bad about it. Very unusual design with pictures going everywhere of the different roofs.
So we just flatten that?
Well, the idea is to keep the foundations, keep the slab. It's got a massive 200mm thick concrete slab.
So that's good.
It's got very good foundations. And then there's a spine wall down the middle, which I want to keep. The reason I want to keep that as concrete block rather than turning it into timber stud is so that it can act as a thermal store. So when we heat the house up, it can absorb the heat and then hold the heat. Yeah, so thermal stores are good, basically.
So everything else, all the external brick walls have gone. You've just kept one brick internal.
Yeah. And
that's been replaced by a kind of timber frame.
Yeah, so all the external walls we've done in 50 by 150 timber frame, so that's 6 by 2 in a lot of people's language. Then we've clad the outside with 25mm Celotex with OSB glued to it already. So that's so clad the outside with that. I'm obsessive about insulation, so don't want any cold bridging. Don't want any drafts except for the trickle vents in the windows. So
is this timber frame? I mean, why are we doing timber and not building it in brick? Is it because it's got good insulation?
We're basically a combination of all those things. Building up a timber frame wall on the outside when you've already just had a single skin wall and you've got the foundations to take a single skin wall,
right,
then you can't suddenly change it to a double skin cavity wall. In a sense, we're building one massive great big dormer. If you know, a lot of people do loft conversions and they have a dormer construction that pops out the back of their house. So this is like one massive great big dormer that we're building.
So the roof's off, the timber walls are up, and then you had a big crane arrive.
Yeah, so the crane,
I love cranes.
We've got a very long expanse of ceiling, I would say. Yeah. So the steel is literally there to hold up the ceiling and the roof structure rather. It's a roof structure rather than the ceiling. We've also got quite a wide expanse for the doors at the back of the property. So we've got steel going on across the back and then another steel spanning from there to pick up all the roof structure. This has had to be engineered in order to take the weight of the solar panels as well. So quite a large steel has had to go in order to do that.
And then the roof's quite unusual, isn't it, having a flat roof?
Well, it's not that unusual. We've got a little parapet wall, so it goes up and then down again, and then it's a sunken flat roof. The reason for that is that when we put the solar panels in there, from the garden you're going to look up and you're not going to be able to see the solar panels. So they're kind of hidden
by the parapet?
Yeah, it's
and
hidden by the parapet.
And you've used a fiberglass,
yeah.
so rather than using like a
built-up felt system. Well, most people are still stuck on built-up felt systems, which I think should have gone out with the dark ages. Fiberglass will last over 100 years, they say.
Wow.
It comes with a 20-year guarantee.
That's longer than we're going to be here, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you've got to think of the people in the future, haven't you? Arthur might.
Yeah,
well, 100 years? You never know. His children. So
it's watertight on the top.
Yeah.
With this fiberglass. It's all built and warm and snug in the walls. How are we going to get maximum insulation into this house?
So we've put on the timber stud walls, we've got Celotex, 25mm Celotex with OSB board glued to it that we've then fixed to the sides of the stud walls. Then in the stud walls we have this spray foam insulation system which is called Isonine. And it's fantastic. It's very environmentally friendly product, not like most spray foam.
Spray foam, and I think nasty chemicals.
Well, exactly. Spray foam insulation in the past has had a terrible reputation because it's been sprayed using noxious gases and things like that. They're actually the propellant, whereas this is propelled using steam, kind of water system. And the production of the actual spray foam is extremely environmentally friendly. It has an environmental rating of 1, which is very low.
Okay.
So everything about it is extremely good. It also seals around all of the pipes, all of the little nooks and crannies. It goes into every single last space, something you can't do with traditional Celotex. One thing is going to reduce our bills for a long time to come. Another thing is something I'm passionate about, to do the right thing environmentally.
And then the floors got a great big wodge of insulation.
Yeah, so on the walls, finishing the walls, we're then going to put another layer of 25mm Celotex on the inside of the wall. And then on the concrete slab, we've got a damp-proof coarse membrane. Then we've got, normally you'd put 80mm of Celotex. I've put 120mm just because we can, we've got the space. And then on top of that, we put a screed. And then on top of that, we put electric underfloor heating. So the screed is going to act as a nice big thermal store as well. The underfloor heating is either on or off, that's the way it works, but it measures the temperature of the room the whole time. But once this house has got up to heat, then you basically leave this underfloor heating on all winter long. You might reduce it at night a couple of degrees just so that it's comfy to sleep. And then bring it back up again, but you don't want to be turning it on and off the whole time because you use a lot of electricity getting it up to the right temperature and then very little just to maintain it. So it will just be kicking on and off just very occasionally just to maintain the temperature, rather than sort of having to boost it on in the morning and then bring it back down again. And so that's the whole idea with the underfloor heating.
So it's one big thermal little box right now.
Yeah, we're going to have solar panels on the roof. We're going to have battery stores so that we can store any excess electricity that can be used in the evening for the heating and running the washing machines and lighting and everything like that. And we're
on track to finish in time for spring.
Yep, absolutely.
Looking good. Wow.
A builder that's on time.
Let's
see what happens. Yes.
So that's where we're at with the build. As you can see, there's still loads to do, but it's all about getting the foundations, isn't it? The basics really, really right. The practicality is really, really right. And then I can come in and do some exciting designs later on, which I just can't wait to share with you. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, because I'm going to be doing lots of updates on how this little project's progressing.